And I think that puts us up live. Hello, nerds. Hello, nerds. Yeah, still weird situation with this microphone, so I apologize if I'm not looking at the camera as much as I would like. See if we can make this a little better, actually. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Then move this guy. There we go. Hello, nerds. That's a little better. Fancy seeing you here. So it's been a minute since we've done a live show. This is, yeah, what is today? Today is December. Oh boy, October 7th. Woo! And happy Hellraiser Day, because the new Hellraiser movie came out today. I have yet to watch it, but by the end of the weekend, it will be watched. Also, what else came out today? Midnight Club is another one. And I think there might even be a new, by the time we see each other again, there will have been a new episode of Interview with the Vampire. So we're going to have a lot to talk about in next week's regular episode. That being said, we are here today to talk about the news. I don't think there is any real housekeeping to take care of aside from what we just did. We are getting very close on our subscriber count, at least the first milestone for the subscribers as far as the main YouTube channel goes. So we will have the 500 subscriber mark is community tab. That's what it is. So that I can update you guys more directly on just the one platform. You won't have to follow me on the social medias, but if you do follow me on the other social medias, then, you know, we will be doing other things besides just talking about the stream. It'll be lots of other nerdiness. Thank you for, ooh, those are interesting marshmallows. Uh-oh. Oh, no. Fuck. Not your fault. This thing's fucking janky. Fuck. Are we back up? Technical issues. My apologies. I think we're back up. Yes. All right. Looks like we are back up. I have to reload this dock real quick. Sorry. My situation, one of the connections, one of the main connections is really janky. So if it gets bumped in the wrong way, it disconnects. And it just so happens to have been bumped, and it's right next to the mouse. So oftentimes I am the one that bumps it, and things happen. So anyway, as far as being a little too loud for the microphone according to the readouts. As far as housekeeping, that is what we have. I believe we should be good. Let's pull up the calendar so we can talk about that real quick. Next week, I believe, is potentially broadcast as well. We'll probably start a little bit later, though, because I believe I have plans earlier in the evening. And then we should be good until we make the switch to the off season. Again, will fall somewhere around the 18th of November. So we've got a couple of live shows. I think there's one week I think we're going to be skipping between now and the off season switch. So all of that being said, thank you again, nerds. I appreciate you for joining, even though most of you joined this, even though it's a live broadcast on the YouTube channel, Generally Nerdy. Most of you are joining in post because the audio does go up on the other outlets, the audio outlets. So I don't do live on audio. I only do live on video. But yeah. We are going to jump right into some news. I just have to switch the scene over. Aha. So, it's been a week. We have, oops, I opened the wrong window. We have a couple of trailers. I'm going to try and do something with at least one of the trailers this time. We're going to try and probably open it in a way that doesn't have anything on the actual screen, but I can tell you when the trailer's starting so you can follow along if you are so inclined. or you can just watch me talk about a trailer, because we have two videos that have come out since the last episode. One of them is the Super Mario Brothers movie trailer with Chris Pratt voicing Mario, and then it appears this morning we finally got some 30th anniversary Mortal Kombat action. I believe it's just a video, though, it looks like. So let's just dive into the news. Elsa Bloodstone show review, cameo by Werewolf of Midnight. Nope, that's not something that we're going to talk about on the live show. I got to look into that a little deeper. But nope, don't care about the Mindy Kaling Velma trailer either. Gotham Knights video game launches gameplay trailer. We can check that out. If there's anything new in this, it looks like we're going to get a little bit more of that Mr. Freeze scenario. Warner Brothers revealed an all-new launch gameplay trailer for the game coming out on October 21st. Watch it below. Where is it below? I don't want to. If we're gonna get a flag, it's gonna be for Mortal Kombat or Super Mario. That's what it's gonna be. All right, so let's just do this. I think actually we might be safe to watch this one in stream. I don't know how they. Ooh, that's a cool image. I really dig that. Let's see if we can open that in a new tab. Open image in new tab. Make it bigger. Boop 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 boop. That's really cool. That's still the new dragon, the new skinnier, less S-like dragon, but yeah, I dig it either way. So what does it say? Let's read what the article says, and then we'll get into the actual video. Warner Brothers Games and NetherRealm Studios are proudly celebrating the 30th anniversary of Mortal Kombat, billion-dollar franchise that is approaching 80 million video game units sold since the original arcade game launched October 8th of 92. That's right, tomorrow is technically the day. Over the past 30 years, the renowned Mortal Kombat series has been a fixture in popular culture, exciting fans with best-in-class gameplay. That's arguable for a couple of the games. I love Mortal Kombat. I'm a huge Mortal Kombat nerd, but there's definitely a stretch of games where I would say best in class is not even close to accurate when it comes to the gameplay elements. Iconic characters, absolutely, and immersive cinematic experience, while also earning numerous accolades, including multiple wins at the DICE Awards from the Academy of Interactive Arts and Sciences, the Game Awards, and many others. Latest entry in the video game series Mortal Kombat 11 has been the fastest selling title in the franchise history, more than 15 million units sold worldwide, which is huge, while Mortal Kombat Mobile has amassed more than 150 million downloads to date. Wow, that's gigantic. Not even a fraction of those people are still playing, I feel like. Watch the age-restricted video on YouTube. Open that in a new tab. Don't autoplay. Don't autoplay. Okay, good. To honor 30 years of Mortal Kombat history, a new video has been released showcasing the franchise's cultural prominence across 3 decades of entertainment, from video games to movies to animation, bringing together moments from the original Mortal Kombat game to Mortal Kombat 11 Ultimate and the first live-action Mortal Kombat film to the reimagined Mortal Kombat movie in 2021. The commemorative video spans 30 years of bone-crushing content along with visual spotlight of legendary Mortal Kombat fighters and their different iterations from past to present. Video includes Scorpion, Sub-Zero, Raiden. Is there anything more? Classic movie Raiden will arrive. Oh, that's the announcement that Mortal Kombat Mobile was so excited to announce that they took an extra day. Because remember, when I did the proper episode this week, there was no big announcement for Mortal Kombat's 30th that we were talking about. The mobile Twitter page had teased big announcement tomorrow, and then I waited to do the episode because I was waiting for the announcement and it never came. Apparently, it was just the announcement of classic movie Raiden coming to Mortal Kombat Mobile. Furthermore, new artwork celebrating the Mortal Kombat 30th anniversary was unveiled today, highlighting some of the game mode's story moments, characters, and finishing moves from the game's history, all depicted in the shape of the iconic dragon logo as part of the anniversary, blah, blah, blah. All right, so let's watch the dang thing. I don't know if this audio is going to play. It's not. I believe it's muted. Let's see. Yeah, no, it's muted. Hold that thought. Pause. Go back. Why is it muted? That is the question. Browser page. Properties. Nope, that's not the audio we want. We want... Let's pull that down because I think that's the one. Let's see now. What do you have to say now, browser? Still nothing. Huh. It is an honor to duel with you. Ooh, even sending us a little bit of... Oh, that's great. So we got a little bit of Defenders of the Realm action in there, even while I'm trying to just troubleshoot an audio issue. Let's add an audio source and just make this super easy, shall we? Audio output capture. Output capture. I already have both of those. It should be one of those. Speakers, this one. Okay. And let's try that again. There it is. Yay. All right, let's start that over. I win. We're potentially going to get flagged, so I'm going to have to keep an eye on the stream stats for a second, but let's go. Are colliding. Look at that. Look at that. So we have Mortal Kombat 11 Raiden. We have Defenders of the Realm Raiden. And then 11 Raiden again. And then we have 3 different Shang Tsungs. We have Shang Tsung from the 95 movie. We have Shang Tsung from the series. What is the name of that dang series? Why am I brain farting? Legacy. Mortal Kombat Legacy series. And then we have Mortal Kombat 11 Shang Tsung. That's some awesomeness going on there. Impressive. X-ray move. Ooh, that's even the 2021 movie. That's cool. That's cool. I want to see that again. From the very first capture of them doing that move for the first time, we literally send a spear through time from Mortal Kombat 1. We have that is the Deception animatic, I believe, with Bo Raicho, and then Mortal Kombat 9 right here, and Mortal Kombat 10, and then Mortal Kombat 11 Fatality. Oh, that's crazy awesome. Look at this. Modern. Oh, wow. That was really cool, too. Hat toss through the ages. Lahao bicycle kick through the ages, too.
There's a good-looking guy. Well, look at the two of us.
Surprised to see me? I will make you regret it.
Look at this. This is so awesome. I had to check the stats, make sure they haven't taken us down yet. Okay, we're good. But there's no announcement yet. The announcement, if it happens, it's going to be tomorrow. if at all. Look at this. Now streaming on HBO Max, we have Mortal Kombat, the OG movie, Mortal Kombat Legends, Mortal Kombat Legacy is streaming on HBO Max. That's cool. I mean, I have it, so I could watch it whenever I wanted anyway. And then the 2021 movie, I own it on digital. Defenders of the Realm is released digitally. I can purchase a proper copy of Defenders of the Realm. That is awesome. I have yet to do that because I've never seen it actually properly released, at least not in the States. There's been a couple of European releases as far as I'm aware, but I've never seen a proper, even digital down. Like, I would rather have the DVDs because I hate how everything is digital these days. If you can't break it, it's not yours, right? So there's that. And then you have... All right, so here's something interesting. Play now, Mortal Kombat 1, Mortal Kombat 9, Mortal Kombat X, and Mortal Kombat 11. One of these things is not like the others. Mortal Kombat 1 is not... I don't know that exists on any platform right now. Like, yeah, you can fire up an old school, like, or even like a emulator and play it. Or if you have old school hardware and the actual game, which I have the game, I just don't have a Super Nintendo anymore. But so that's interesting. WB Shield, Mortal Kombat, the Dragon logo, all related characters and elements are trademarks of and copyright Warner Brothers Entertainment. So nothing crazy there. But so that's two things. This one is very much a mystery to me right now. Why is the Mortal Kombat 1 alongside all of the most recent games? That seems weird. And brand new, you can now own it on digital, Mortal Kombat Defenders of the Realm. That cartoon, it only lasted one season. I even think it was only a half a season, with Luke Perry voicing Sub-Zero. That's right. I don't remember his name in Beverly Hills 90210, but he was also in Riverdale, right? He was in Riverdale. So that's funny. I gotta go buy that on digital now. Now I can 100% own it legitimately and not have to do like pirated versions. All right. So the reason we're spending this much time on Mortal Kombat is, and actually we're probably going to get into Halo in a similar way today, because like I said, it is, and like we've been talking about for a number of videos at this point, it is the 30th anniversary of Mortal Kombat. And that 30th anniversary means that hopefully there's something coming around the corner. We got, and I'm still working on writing this up, and I'm kind of slacking on my writing, but we got an Ask Me Anything with Ed Boon on Twitter just a couple of days ago. This is the third Ask Me Anything he's done in as many weeks, I'm fairly certain. And it answered a couple of questions as far as, very specifically, is anything going to happen for the 30th anniversary? Because a lot of people are thinking, oh, it's just that thing, the big collector's edition that really is uneventful, that has Mortal Kombat 11 Ultimate and the Mortal Kombat 2021 movie in one bundle. And that's all that anybody was like, well, that's the only thing we can 100% count on, because that one is physically for sale right now. So a lot of the community is going, well, I mean, they are working on another game. Ed Boon keeps telling us in as much, and that's all we're going to know, because NetherRealm doesn't do much for anniversaries. We learned that at the 20th anniversary, we learned at the 25th anniversary. There wasn't a whole lot of hubbub made about the game for those anniversaries, sadly. It is what it is, but that is the situation. So, in that Ask Me Anything on Twitter, we got a couple of big things. First off, there is going to be something celebrated. I believe the words epic were used to describe the celebration that should kick off to some degree, at least tomorrow, again, because Saturday, October 8th of 2022 is the 30th anniversary of the launch of the original arcade. It was October 8th of 1992. So we've got that. But we also got a confirmation from Ed Boon that they are working on 2 separate projects. So since we know that it is actually 2 projects and not him just saying that we have multiple irons in the fire, however he phrased it in the first AMA, that has led to a lot of speculation. Which, again, there's a lot of speculation going on all over gaming right now, especially the 2 games that we talk a lot about here on the channel, Halo and Mortal Kombat. So the speculation is, what are those 2 games? And True Underdog had a video the other day talking about what he thinks is actually going on. We actually might be able to pull that up. Let's see if we can, because I don't think that he's going to copyright strike us. So let's go to the True Underdog Gaming channel. We'll get into his video about it. Cancel DLC. Ed Boon. Finally, there it is. I guess that was last week. So that was before the AMA, so it's irrelevant. Because that was before the confirmation of 2 irons in the fire. So, we'll go back and pause it. So the speculation has been, well, whatever the next main game is what they're working on for sure. That is absolutely one of the things that they're working on. The other thing is it perhaps an arcade collection? Is another arcade collection? Ed Boon did mention in the AMA that he would love to see another Mortal Kombat trilogy-like game. He said Trilogy 2 for the win. That's probably false enthusiasm or just wishful thinking on his part, or on a lot of people in the community's part. I don't think that's going to be what it is. I do think, because we have been seeing a lot of digital artists who work for certain companies who seem to have some sort of connection to NetherRealm. It looks like we might be getting a classic arcade pack, a remastered version of Mortal Kombat 1, 2, and probably Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3. I'd be very surprised if it was just vanilla Mortal Kombat 3 that we got an update to, or a remaster for. So I think that's what the two projects that NetherRealm is working on actively right now. I think that's what they are. I'm hopeful that it's Mortal Kombat 12, but I think it's almost equally as probable that it is an Injustice game, as it's just as probable it's Injustice as it is Mortal Kombat. So I'm not going to necessarily say one way or the other. I do hope that it is Mortal Kombat 12, because I would prefer that on the 30th anniversary of Mortal Kombat. But either way, I'll be happy. And yeah, and then the other one I'm fairly certain is something that they are farming out to another studio that is going to be doing an HD remake of the 3 original games. So that is, I think, what the 2 projects are. And there's also reason to believe that the official announcement for at least one of these 2 projects will be coming by December, because that's when the Game Awards happens. And Ed Boon wants to make announcements during the Game Awards. He's done it multiple times in the past, so I would not be surprised if we got something there. I don't think we're going to see any sort of gameplay reveal tomorrow. I don't think we're going to see any sort of game announcement tomorrow. I think it's just going to be potentially some sort of big collector's thing that's more than just that Ultimate 11 and the 2021 movie in one bundle. I think there's going to be something a little bit more significant to that, because again, the word ultimate was used. So yeah, that's, I think, enough time on Mortal Kombat. Let's continue with the news. We'll get to Halo in a minute. I don't want to bore the lurkers that are watching the stream right now too much. Oh, Super Mario Brothers, that's right. Chocolate marshmallows. All right, so let's see. This one I think might get us in trouble. There it is. Okay. We're going to do Super Mario Brothers now. I think we might have to pause this, and I might have to open it in a browser that the capture card doesn't see, because I think this one might get us in trouble. But hey, the first one didn't, so we're going to give it a shot. So the Super Mario Brothers trailer for the movie has come out. We talked about the release of it. We're not going to watch the entire Nintendo Direct because that would be silly. I think it's like 12 minutes, and that's just way too long for a thing for this. But we can watch the 2.5-minute trailer for the movie. I've heard very mixed things, so let's hope that some of them are right. I mean, it looks great. Wow. Wow, it looks really great. I don't remember who's doing that voice. But this is Jack Black, so I'm super interested what that is.
Open the gates.
Nuh-uh, that's not Jack Black. And that's Keegan-Michael Key, if I remember, doing all of those voices. Or that might be Kari Payton, I can't remember. Okay, yeah, we're getting flags from YouTube, so that's as far as we can go. Let's see if we can at least get to where Mario speaks, because apparently there's not much of it, but I want to hear the voice. That didn't sound like Jack Black, though. I'm super impressed with that. That did not sound like Jack Black. What is this? That is not... Give me voice. Give me voice. Give me voice. And I don't want to get the stream pulled. Yeah. I mean, again, that's just a couple of words, but... That seems silly. Why he made a point of telling the media that he's worked so hard on this voice for Mario. That's basically just his regular talking voice. If you want to do a Mario voice, we'll go just off of that line. What is this place, right? So he says, "What is this place?" Uh-oh. Oh, did I just bump the thing? I did not. Okay, good. So he says, "What is this place?" If it were in-game Mario, if we had the voice from the voice actor from the games, it would have been, "What is this place?" Right? So that would have been the accent. It's, I mean, honestly, I understand it's a little over the top, sure, but like that's what we've come to expect out of a Mario voice. So why wouldn't you? I mean, whatever. Keegan-Michael Key. Oh, Keegan-Michael Key is Toad. Seth Rogen is Donkey Kong. Fred Armisen as Cranky Kong. Kevin Michael Richardson as Oh, never mind. Where is it? Jack Black voices Bowser. That is so crazy to me. That one, I think, is worth it, even though Chris Pratt is just doing Chris Pratt as Mario, right? Yeah, that's cool. I dig it. I dig it a lot. All right, moving right along with the news. Stranger Things Halloween display causes Chicago controversy. ¿Cómo? Looks epic, but of course a neighbor has to complain. Let's see. Leave it up to Chicago to spoil things. As you can't have an epic Stranger Things Halloween house on display. What? After watching Stranger Things 4, Dave and Aubrey Apple decided to transform their Chicago home into the Upside Down. So they created a likeness of the scene involving Sadie Sink's Max Mayfield levitating. No worries, no spoilers. Check out the images below the end of the article. So that's the image that they're apparently trying to replicate, and then we have to open it up in... All right, let's open it up in Instagram, shall we? I mean, that's cool. Why would... Who's going to call the cops on this person? That's so cool. All right, so those of you on the audio, it's legit, like, it's a dummy. It's obviously a dummy. But they suspended it somehow above their driveway. So the article continues. However, due to how popular the Halloween display has become, 2.7 million TikTok views, one neighbor has complained, which might see the Stranger Things Halloween display taken down for good. Wow. Dave and Audrey are going live tonight on their TikTok with the final update. Yesterday, we were planning our teardown, wrote the couple on Instagram. Today, we woke up to a flood of overwhelming support telling us to wait. The couple continues talking with the local police department, other neighbors, the association, community leaders. We've made unreal progress. The message adds, Wednesday, October 5th is an important day. We're not going to let one crazy neighbor ruin the fun for the amazing families. That's cool. Update. The couple announced on TikTok, we cannot thank the world enough for the incredible support. Our new hours are Friday, 5 p.m. to 10 p.m., Saturday, 5 p.m. to 10 p.m., and Sunday, 4 p.m. to 9 p.m. until Halloween. So it's kind of like a Christmas display. There's a local Christmas display in probably most areas, I think, but definitely in my area, where they have an FM transmitter where they play music that they have their entire house. They're called the Griswolds. It's not the actual name of the people, but that's what they call themselves. Much like Christmas Vacation, right? So, the people walk by or you drive by. There's a line for miles to drive by these people's house to look at their display for Christmas. So this is just something like that for Halloween. So interesting. Somebody's always got to ruin the fun. She-Hulk shows off Daredevil battle. Charlie Cox officially back as the man. So I'm not watching She-Hulk. Just not a show. I watched the first episode, didn't really hold my attention, so I didn't stick around. But I have been told, and I have heard, that the episode that introduces Charlie Cox as Daredevil kind of teases that we might get this really awesome battle, and then all of a sudden, She-Hulk steps in, and it is no more. So is that what this is talking about? Charlie Cox officially back as the man without fear, as first look at She-Hulk versus Daredevil has been on. Oh, so he's going to be battling her. That's cool. Really fun time with Tatiana, and the chemistry between those two characters, the back and forth was so much fun, Cox told ET at the recent D23 Expo. We got to see new side of Matt Murdock, a side of him where he's kind of enjoying his role and having fun and flirting. Interesting. That might be enough to get me to watch this show again. Tatiana is amazing. Absolutely love her. She's a talented actor. Cox told Deadline, wanted to work with her for years to get this opportunity to work with her, but these characters was really fun. I can't wait to see the episodes, blah, blah, blah. It said there was a video. I don't see a video link. Is this it? Must be. This must be it. Play. This is the... Isn't that where... Oh, maybe not.
Eugene, get out of here! No, You're making a mistake.
You made a mistake when you messed with my client.
No. Nope. I mean, the back and forth to them it works, but like this is CG mess of a fight. that's going to be just more of what everybody complains about for how Marvel movies end. It's always a giant CG battle that I might as well be playing a video game and like actually engaging with the thing instead of watching it, because that's disappointing. I might still watch at least the episodes with Daredevil, because that looks the dialogue works. The look does not. DC Comics New York Comic-Con includes Batman NFTs the schedule. Let's talk about this schedule, shall we? So the DC Comics announces its NYCC schedule, which includes the Batman NFTs, Superman, and more. Let's check out the NFT comic book. I don't care. Legacy of the Cowl. This is the NFT comic book, isn't it? Batman versus Brainiac. Yeah. Basically, what it seems to be going on with New York Comic-Con and the same with San Diego Comic-Con is that these sample people from California are attending and ruining things for everyone. These same people from California. Yeah, it sounds about right. All right, here we go. DC at New York Comic-Con. So Thursday, we have Explore the DC Multiverse, which is DC and the world's greatest superheroes, the home for fans, great in storytelling, blah, 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 blah. Huge event in the future. DC Universe Infinite. Harley Quinn's 30th pop-up celebration. Oh boy. Jim Lee and Friends. DC is highlighting some of the incredible talent and showcasing the biggest books coming out of DC this year and next. Superman panel. We got Gotham City panel. Find out what's next for the famous and infamous Gotham City and its denizens of supervillains and superheroes. And that's it. That's not much of a schedule there, DC. So I think this one is the... Where's the NFT one? Nothing here is NFTs. Silly. Ironheart rips off Iron Man in Black Panther 2 footage. All right, let's get reasonable with this one. We'll get into the article first, just so I know what they're saying, because I think this might be a straw man here. New Black Panther Wakanda Forever footage of Riri Williams, aka Ironheart, confirms a huge ripoff of Iron Man. Duh, the basis of her character is that. So, so if what they're talking about is what's in the picture, like I said, we're going to get to the article, but if what they're talking about is what's in this picture, like, this is a convention. They created this convention for Tony Stark, sure, because he was the only one with a super suit to begin with, but we also got it for Don Cheadle when he was in the War Machine suit. We saw a very similar thing. So it's, how can it be ripping off if it's something that Disney Marvel has created as a means to show the person inside the suit communicating with whomever, the AI or people outside, or that seems really silly. But again, that might not be what it is. Let's continue reading. Fans have taken the Ironheart footage featuring Dominic Thorne and posted it side by side with Iron Man footage, where it's actually an exact mirror image of previous footage of Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man. All right, so if it was an exact replica, there's a number of issues with that statement. First off, we are much closer on Robert Downey Jr.'s face than we are, Dominic Thorne's face. B, she seems to be having fun while he seems to be very serious. Like, there's a number of issues with this statement. Come on, guys. So we see Kevin Feige and the filmmakers intentionally went out of their way to replace Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man. That is not, I mean, in a way, sure, but it's not it's not the, what is the argument? The white replacement theory. It's not that. That's not even kind of what's happening. Robert Downey Jr. is no longer under contract by Marvel Studios. So yeah, he's been replaced because he is no longer employed. They killed off his character in this universe, so they have a protege to a certain degree. They have a protege character who acts similarly to him, that makes sense. Whether or not like the protege character is going to be written well, it still remains to be seen. Whether or not she's a capable actor, very much still remains to be seen. But like this is really grasping at straws, guys. And look at Iron Man footage and sync the Ironheart, blah, 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 blah. They look exactly the same. In the comics, Riri is a teenage girl who steals Tony Stark's tech, and for some reason, she's allowed to keep the technology, which, if you think about it, makes no sense. That's true. That's a valid statement, as that would be the equivalent of a child soldier, or even worse, as a child is allowed to have and use weapons of mass destruction. How responsible of the Avengers? Absolutely. Dominic Thorne is 25 years old. She looks much younger than that. So it seems doubtful Riri Williams in the MCU will be a young girl, but as we see in the footage below, she is still meant to serve as a replacement for Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man. Yes, of course. Which of course fits Kevin Feige's woke approach. Yes, that's also true, but like that does not inherently mean it's bad. Like that is the implication here, is that her casting as Riri Williams, or even the fact that they brought Riri into the MCU, they're trying to make it seem like it's inherently bad. Like, and I feel like that's such a lazy argument. Yes, it's lazy, and I totally agree with Young Ripa that it's tokenizing characters because you're just replacing them with somebody who checks other social boxes. I 100% agree with that. But inherently, you can still have, even though it's tokenizing, it's the tokenization of a character, even though that is true, you can still write that character to be effective and to be well written and well rounded. Like it's the discomfort with these things does not make sense to me. Oops, I just opened another window for no reason. All right, so continuing on. Captain Marvel movie replaced Marvel. Of course it did. In the comics, in more ways than one. I think that needs to be run through an editor one more time because that doesn't make any sense. The Captain Marvel movie replaced Marvel in the comics in more ways than one, and also retconned Carol Danvers as being responsible for the creation of the Avengers. I don't think that's what the implication was. I'm pretty sure it still was, and again, I only kind of half watched Captain Marvel, so I could be misremembering this, but pretty sure they still gave it to Samuel L. Jackson. Oh Lord, I just forgot his character's name. I'm a dummy. Somebody's gonna yell at me in the comments, but whatever. Samuel L. Jackson's character. And just for that, I'm gonna look it up. I'm gonna do it off camera real quick. But yeah, so I think these are not very strong arguments for why people are disagreeing with this course of action. I think there is plenty to disagree with. Nick Fury, good Lord, thank you, Google. Okay, so I think there's plenty of reason to be disappointed with a lot of these choices. I don't think this is necessarily one of them. I think this should be expected considering the choice that was made. Continuing on though, Avengers Endgame ruined Hulk and Thor for all time because they are masculine characters. Yes, this also is true. Black Widow is a self-admitted Me Too movie. Also true. One that replaces Taskmaster with a female character, yet uses a male stuntman. Again, also true. Shang-Chi insults and makes fun of the Asian community, as evident by the fact Shang-Chi had a lower box office in South Korea than both Black Widow and Eternals. That's funny. I still haven't watched Shang-Chi. I have little interest. I hear the choreography is fantastic, but the overall story is forgettable and irrelevant to the larger MCU picture, so meh. Eternals is Feige's woke disaster. Yep, I also have not watched Eternals. I know exactly what happens because I read about it, but I don't think I'm going to spend money on that movie. Doctor Strange is one that I haven't seen that I want to, but I think I'm going to wait a little bit longer on Doctor Strange. I believe it's streaming now. Doctor Strange Multiverse Madness booted its original director for the sake of wokeness. Are we just going to beat the woke drum this whole time? Good Lord. Tom Hiddleston Loki is replaced by Sylvie. How is this confirmed? All right, let's open this up. Because I don't remember that happening. I remember Sylvie being in the series, but I don't remember Hiddleston saying that she's going to replace his Loki. Mark Ruffalo, Tom Hiddleston will be passing the torch to their respective Marvel characters, Loki and Hulk. News follows their fellow Avengers actors doing the same, which includes Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man, Chris Evans, Captain America, Scarlett Johansson, Black Widow, Jeremy Renner as Hawkeye. Regarding Tom Hiddleston passing the Loki torch, Hiddleston recently attended a panel at Disney Plus on Wednesday. When was this written? March. So this happened in March? A Royal Television Society where it sounds as if the trickster days are numbered via Variety, as it is assumed Sylvie will be the new Loki in the MCU. Quote, I am a temporary torchbearer, unquote. Hiddleston said of sharing the character with Dee Martino, as well as Richard E. Grant and an alligator, all of whom play Loki variants in the series. I've always thought that it's a great role. It's an archetype, the trickster god, agent of chaos. I'm just here to interpret that for the time. Loki has been here for centuries and will be here for centuries more, and I'm just stepping into that silhouette for now. So he didn't say that it was going to be her specifically that's taking the torch. It could be somebody else. It's unknown if Hiddleston will be back for Loki season 2. We know now that he's going to be back for Loki season 2. So I don't know. I feel like we're grasping at straws here. Haley Steinfeld's Kate Bishop. All right, I'm over it. Moon Knight is actually pretty decent, but in social media posts after the series concluded, Marvel confirmed Layla replaces a male character from the comics. Why not create new characters? That's true. I don't see that as ripping off whatever. Spawn movie gets Joker, Captain. Ooh, let's check this one out. That's news. This one up when we uploaded this week's episode, regular episode. Tom McFarlane's Spawn movie continues moving forward as the flick now has Joker and Captain America 4 writers. McFarlane announced the news with video released on social media that in an article published by The Hollywood Reporter. Spawn will be written by 3 scribes. Scott Silver, who wrote the billion-dollar Joker movie and is writing the sequel, Joker Folie à Deux, and Silver also wrote... Again, editing, guys. Also wrote 8 Mile and The Fighter. Malcolm Spellman is on board and wrote Marvel's Captain America and the Winter Soldier Disney Plus series, which I actually dug by and large, and is currently writing Captain America 4 starring Anthony Mackie. Matthew Mixam is described as a rising screenwriter who came up the world of documentaries and has directed the 2017 music documentary Yesterday Was Everything about the hardcore band Misery Signals. Ooh, I'd be interested in seeing that. Reunited 10 years after their debut album. Spawn will star Jamie Foxx. We already know that. And that's nothing else new down here. Just talking about Jeremy Renner playing Twitch and yada, yada, yada. Singaporean Chinese immigrant destroys DC Comics biracial Lois Lane. Okay. Good cocoa. All right. Comic book artist Shane Davis and wife Yanzi Lin respond to The Girl Taking Over, biracial Lois Lane graphic novel from DC Comics. So DC Comics continues with its woke approach. These guys, I mean, eventually it's going to bite them in the ass. It's kind of already biting him in the ass because sales keep going down year after year. To its characters, the latest is that Lois Lane has been race swapped into an Asian American. Sarah Kuhn, writer of Shadow of the Batgirl, is penning the young adult graphic novel Girl Taking Over, a Lois Lane story, which reimagines Lois Lane as an Asian American teenager. Quote, y'all, I got to write a graphic novel for DC Comics starring biracial Asian American Lois Lane, unquote. She tweeted, this is a glorious collaboration from me and fabulous artist at Joviletti, I guess. Out April of 23 is the tweet that she sent. Shane Davis and Yanzi Lin respond. Former DC Comics artist Shane Davis and his wife, Singaporean Chinese immigrant Yanzi Lin, spoke about the comic in their YouTube channel, Talking and Drawing with Shane Davis, which offers insights and more into the comic book community. I think that's pretty cool. Previous video, Davis also confirmed Warner Brothers Discovery is looking into DC Comics, which is probably a good thing because it hasn't been making them money for years, apparently. Quote, hello, guys. I'm Shane Davis, 20-year comic veteran. I'm here with Yanzi Lin, and today we're talking a little bit more about decimated DC as, once again, they decide that they need to either change the sexuality of their characters or, in this case, the race. Yanzi was bringing this to my attention, says Davis. Now, this is a YA novel that, from my understanding, depicts Lois Lane as what if she was an Asian American. So that's the thing. So that's the one thing we've always needed in Lois Lane is to change her race, unquote. Yanzi Lin continues and says Asians don't need representation from Hollywood and the Western world. So, all right, I'm over it. I'm just, yeah, we're not going to, I don't care. Black Adam box office tracking for 55-75 million. Shows off epic battle. All of this is unfortunate, but now we're into territory that we have already covered. So let's go to Sean W. And see if we can. Yeah, so we're talking Sean W. So more video game rumor stuff. Talking about the stuff about Halo and what's coming down the pike for the series and the franchise. And this is the guy that actually broke a really big rumor in the community, and that is that the Battle Royale that has yet to be officially announced by 343 Industries is in fact been pushed back. That pushback has been due to them changing engines. So originally we were supposed to, according to all of the rumors, we were supposed to be able to access Battle Royale from inside Halo Infinite because they were going to be both on the same engine. That was supposedly going to be easy. So Sean has sources inside of 343, it sounds like, or very close to 343 somehow. I don't think he means in a physical respect. I think he means like actually know people at 343 if they're not 343 employees themselves. And he was told months ago that we should be seeing the Battle Royale announced sometime in 2023 for release at the end of 2023, which would put us approximately a year after the open beta starts for Halo Forge, which is kind of just barely enough to keep this game afloat. Well, he talked about a week or two ago about the fact that that Battle Royale that he was told about is now been pushed back because they are leaving the slip space engine behind. We covered this in the most recent episode, Proper's rumor section, so that's not necessarily new, but he gets into a little bit more detail as to why he believes that, and also some of the other surrounding rumors as far as specifically Halo the Endless, what that is, because he believes it is a brand new Halo game, and so we're going to get into this real quick. I think it's all front-loaded for Halo Endless. Yeah. Okay, so here he's talking about, this is the trademark for Halo the Endless. This is the things included in the trademark. So what he's talking about very specifically is, and we can go back where he's got it highlighted. Right there, online entertainment in the nature of computer game tournaments, conducting online contests, arranging and conducting components via the internet in the field of video games, organizing sporting events, competitions, and sporting tournaments. So it's talking about new multiplayer elements as it pertains to this trademark. Also, it talks about here up in the goods and services part, it talks about downloadable game software, computer game software, video games. These are all keywords. These are all to cover their asses. So oftentimes trademarks are filed, and this, I don't think that's exactly the situation here, but we're going to get into that. So oftentimes trademarks are filed so that somebody else can't trademark a thing before the company who's actually making that thing can get the thing made, right? So if I'm making a game, and we're going to call it Horns because Halo and Horns, right? So if I'm making a game called Horns and it's a multiplayer game and it has some brand new multiplayer option that's going to be groundbreaking, and I don't file the trademark for whatever this groundbreaking thing is, then somebody else files the trademark for it because it leaked out of my company, or I have a disgruntled former employee, or, you know, insert scenario here for why somebody would do this. But if somebody gets wind of this thing that I'm working on with my company and they file the trademark, then in order for me to do this thing, I have to pay them for the trademark, even though I thought up the original IP, right? So a lot of times, big companies, and 343 Industries is a subsidiary of Microsoft, which is one of the 3 biggest companies in the entire history of the world. They're probably just kind of taking the shotgun approach with this trademark in a similar vein for why they would for why companies trademark things that they don't ever use. You'll often see big companies just trademark stuff in case someday they might do a thing. So that is another potential reason why this trademark was filed at all. I don't think that's necessarily the case. I think that Halo the Endless will be something. He is dead set on this something being a brand new game because, and he kind of, that's right here.
Public record, because it has all this stuff, at this point to me, it's more likely that whatever the Halo Endless is, it has a multiplayer component, and they're going to use it in competitions. So, if they're using Halo Endless for esports and HCS is a big...
All right, so now his argument is that in this vocabulary, again, in this vocabulary, it says that there is going to be a multiplayer component to Halo the Endless. And again, yes, 100%, that's probably likely in respect to the fact that it is connected to Halo Infinite. So they have to have that vocabulary in there just to cover their bases. We won't know until it officially gets announced. And also, potentially, the Endless could just be, there's possibly another thing that they're going to trademark 6 months from now. I think it's wise, and then here's where he's talking about, let's get to that. So Joe Staten, one of the producers on here, he did an interview relatively recently kind of talking about things going on behind the scenes at 343. And this is what Sean had to say for the breakdown for that, and we'll get into Sean's breakdown.
I want to talk about is that Joe Staten in this interview, I went over this, but I got to bring it back up again. This was only done in August, okay? In this interview, Joe Staten, in my opinion, we're going to play it and you can listen to what he said. In my opinion, interpreting what he said, it seems like he hinted.
All right, skip.
We've got other great creative folks looking after the franchise side of things, Kiki, Wolfkill, and Frank O'Connor, and everybody on the franchise side. So my head of creative role is really focused on the gameplay, the interactive part of the stuff that we do. But that means that I'm looking after not only campaign experiences.
He's looking after campaign experiences.
But also our free-to-play multiplayer experiences as well.
Free-to-play multiplayer experience. There's a reason why I'm pausing and repeating this.
Stuff that we've got, up and running today the players can play, and of course stuff that we're working on behind the scenes the next evolution in multiplayer and campaign as well. So
The next evolution in multiplayer and campaign as well. Now, it's tricky what he said here, but listen.
It's really not, though.
experiences as well. The stuff that we've got, up and running today, the players can play.
The stuff we've got up and running today. So
All right, so we're going to stop it there. So what is Joseph Staten saying? He's saying that that he's in charge of campaign and multiplayer, right? So if the Endless is, and also I think the point I wanted to make with this is the Endless is probably a major Halo Infinite event, is what I think is going to happen. So, they will launch the Endless. It will be an addition to campaign. It will also open up multiplayer in such a way that is to hopefully a point where it probably should have been at launch, but that's very likely because Sean also broke the timeline for each season, what we are to expect for multiplayer for each season up through, I believe, season 6. And part of those seasons, part of those launches, that we're getting new weapons, we're getting new vehicles, we're getting new maps, we're getting all of this stuff. So very potentially the Endless is going to be the impetus for some of that, if not all of that stuff, and also something to round out the campaign experience in such a way that Joseph Staten is talking about. I don't think that it is unreasonable to think that Staten is exclusively talking about Halo Infinite and things that are directly related to Halo Infinite in this interview. Nothing about this interview says very explicitly anything beyond that. And I haven't watched this actual interview with Staten. It is an hour and a half long, so we won't be talking about it here in this video, but very potentially we'll be touching on this again on Wednesday's episode. But we went back a little bit because I want to also make a comment on what Sean's about to comment on here, because he's analyzing the way Staten is talking in a way that I don't think it's consciously deceptive. I think he's looking for something, and so he has confirmation bias when it comes to what Staten says. So let's go back to what Staten is saying. Oh, oops, that's the wrong button. That one.
Up and running today, the players can play.
the stuff we've got up and running today. So
No, that's not what was said.
Player and campaign as well. So
the next evolution in multiplayer and campaign as well. Now, it's tricky what he said here, but listen.
play multiplayer experiences as well. The stuff that we've got, up and running today, the players can play.
The stuff we've got
The stuff we've got up and running today, the players can play. He's putting those two. One of them was the end of a statement. The next was the beginning of a statement. There is a period there. It's not one sentence. So I think that is a thing that he's being dishonest with himself about, because he's not listening to what Staten is actually saying.
up and running today. So Halo Infinite free-to-play multiplayer right now.
And of course, stuff that we're working on behind the scenes.
So he says stuff that the players can play today and stuff that we're working on behind the scenes. No, stuff that players can play. We're going back.
Up and running today, the players can play.
The stuff we've got up and running today. So Halo Infinite free-to-play multiplayer right now.
And of course, stuff that we're working on behind the scenes.
Stuff we're working on behind the scenes. So more stuff coming.
Just the vocal inflection says that that's not what he's saying to me. And multiplayer free-to-play, we already know that Halo Infinite's multiplayer is a free-to-play model. So again, there's nothing new here.
Campaign as well. So
Next evolution of multiplayer and catches my ear.
the next evolution in multiplayer and campaign as well. So
Here you have Joe Staten said they're working on. It sounds like
All right, and then the other big point that he touches on in this is something Staten said earlier in the development of Halo, and that is that they had to scale things back. So we didn't end up cutting. So Staten said in this interview with Forbes, or said in something that Forbes is quoting, rather, Tech Radar, I think. The team went through a lot of iterations on scope and biome variety before I joined. Even after I joined, we had to make choices about where to scale back. We didn't end up cutting that much ultimately from the open world, but I know from the original designs there was a pretty significant scaling back of what the team had hoped at one point that they could deliver on. So we know from more recent interviews with Staten that what he's specifically talking about here is not Slip Space Engine specifically, because that's the inference that Sean W is making in his video, is that the reason he thinks The Endless is something else, is a new game that is going to be built in Unreal Engine, which makes sense. Like, I do think the next actual game will be built in Unreal Engine. So I totally agree with that point of it. I just don't think that's The Endless, because what Staten has said, the reason they had to scale things back was because they were trying to do a multi-platform launch. So in order for it to fit on the Xbox One hardware, they had to scale things back so the Xbox One could handle it. So in order for it to go out on Xbox One, Xbox Series, and on the PC, they had to scale things back so that Xbox One could handle everything the same, or similarly anyway, as to what the Series consoles could do, because those are significantly more powerful. So yeah, I just wanted to touch on that real quick, because I mean it's that the reason why he made the video is so that we could have that conversation, right? So, oops, I'm screwing with my mouse over here. All right, so let's move into, how long have we been streaming? About an hour. Let's get into, we'll check out the news. Metal Injection. Music news. Slipknot's new vinyl has the wrong album title on the cover. What? That's funny. Oh my God, that's funny. If you pre-ordered Slipknot's new album, The End So Far, on vinyl, you might have noticed there's a sticker over the album title on the cover. Peel that sticker off and you'll see that the original jacket has the title The End For Now, ellipse. That's funny. Below the band's logo, which is not the album name, one Redditor posted a photo of the vinyl with the sticker removed, while several other buyers have confirmed they've seen the same thing. That's hilarious. Oh my God. Also reports that the misprints have songs, Dying Song, Time to Sing, just simply named Dying Song, and Hive Mind, which is separated as one word. That's funny. And so far as the final record of Slipknot's contract with Roadrunner Records, where the band doesn't seem like they were too happy lately. In a recent interview discussing the band's future, Taylor said of their now former label, Roadrunner is not what it used to be. Yeah, no kidding. It's not even a shadow of what it used to be, so there's no real urgency for us to stick with them to do anything, because of all the people that started with are gone, and they were fired in a very unceremonious way to that point, where the last couple years... I didn't read that wrong, did I? And they were fired in a very unceremonious way to the point where the last couple years. That doesn't make sense. All right, so... other music news. Mike Patton offers his advice on being a vocalist. Goat Horror shares favorite horror movies. Oh, that's cool. Sun O announces U.S. tour as a duo. Huh. Usually a trio. Tenacious D, Pearl Jam, King Gizzard, and more contribute unreleased music to Pro-Choice compilation. Of course they did. There's way too much music uploaded to Spotify every day. That's just like YouTube. Halo Effect streams Isan remix of Shadow Mines. That's cool. Roadrunner United is teasing something for next week. Oh, okay. Let's check that out. And then we'll check out the weekly releases too. All right. So, Roadrunner Records was a project headed up by Blah, blah, blah. Let's start that over, shall we? Roadrunner United was a project headed up by Roadrunner Records in 2005 to celebrate the label's 25th anniversary. The project released an album called All-Star Sessions and featured 18 tracks overseen by 4, quote, team captains: Slipknot drummer Joey Jordison, Trivium frontman Matt Heafy, Fear Factory guitarist Dino Casares, and Machine Head frontman Rob Flynn, with performances from musicians like Glenn Benton of Deicide, King Diamond, Danny Filth from Cradle of Filth, Mikhail Ackerfeld of Opeth, Peter Steele of Typo Negative, amongst a ton of others. And it's a fantastic record. It is so freaking good. I love that album. Now it seems like maybe there's a second one on the way, or at least something tangentially related to the project. Both Roadrunner Records and Roadrunner Records UK have posted teasers on their Twitter relating to the Roadrunner United, the concert release, also in 2005. Yeah, there's videos of them performing some of those songs live. It's pretty dope. With the hashtag Roadrunner40. So maybe there's a show announcement coming to celebrate the anniversary, or a second Roadrunner United, maybe even a show, given they're using the Roadrunner United, the concert logo. That would be very difficult to do because some of those people are dead, very specifically Joey Jordison. Weirdly, both the North American and UK Twitters teased the date 10/11/22, which are 2022, which could be either October 10th or October 11th, depending on which country you're in. How is that? What? But given the All-Star Sessions came out October 11th, 2005, we're guessing the former. That would make sense. How is that dependent on which country? Oh, because, gotcha. It could be October 10th or November 11th because Europe does the date, the day first, and U.S. does the month first. I guess that makes sense. Huh. Yeah, if you've never listened to it, you absolutely should, because those are some stellar tracks. Danny Elfman and the Locust stream Cruel Compensation remix. Bleed conjures up early Deftones on new single Killing Time. Ooh, we are going to be talking about that on the next proper episode. Wednesday 13 talks 20 Years of Fear, new album Horrifier, memories of Joey Jordison, and why Alice Cooper is his main influence. We will probably be talking about the Wednesday 13 record too. I'll probably listen to. I don't know if I'll get the whole thing down, but we'll get there. We'll get some of it at least. Ozzy Osbourne launches limited edition beauty collection. Oh boy. Guns N' Roses rehearsing what seems to be a new song. Interesting. New single from Steel Panther. Next Testament album will feature a ballad. Why is that news? Someone was grating cheese onto other people at a show. That's hilarious. Pussifer announces limited edition vinyl for every city they're touring in. Oh, that's really cool. Let's talk about that one real quick, shall we? Pussifer is about to drive vinyl collectors completely insane with their new idea. The band is creating a vinyl variant of their latest record, Existential Reckoning, unique to each of the 27 cities they're touring in this and next month. Each variant is limited to 50 copies. Oh my lord, those are going to be stupid expensive and just continually get more stupid expensive. And will be marked by a custom sticker each night. Go see one of the shows and grab a record at one of the below dates. And if you're not into vinyl or leaving your house, you can check out the 2 live streams Pussifer has coming up. Wow. So there's some tour dates for Pussifer. It looks like October 13th starts it in San Francisco at the Warfield. That's a pretty noteworthy venue. And then Prescott, Arizona, 11/22, so November 22nd, the Yavapai College Performing Arts Center. And then many dates in between. That's really cool, but also really infuriating if you're a collector. Where are we going next? A fair amount of new music, so very likely next week's regular episode will be full of new music to talk about. I'm still trying to get the shorts out for the last 2 weeks worth of new music reaction response things. Seven Dust Lejean Witherspoon on Nickelback's Chad Kroger saying they're too good. Take us on tour. Oh, are we about to see a Nickelback renaissance? Are people going to start thinking Nickelback is okay again? That's an interesting thought, isn't it? Melvins and We Are the Asteroids sledge it up in New York. Oh, that's a show review. That's cool. Dark Tranquility finally reveals what the thing is on the Damage Done album cover. Goat Horse 25th anniversary. Wolfgang Van Halen tracking second album. Oh, I've heard about this. Let's talk about this. Let's get into that real quick. And then I think that's going to round out the news portion of today's broadcast. But so there is an AI-generated music video for Soundgarden's Black Hole Sun. So we might have to mute the tune, but I think we can at least watch the video. Let's. I'll pull this up just to be sure. All right. So I'll try to keep the audio on at first, and if that doesn't work, then I'll just mute the audio and we'll go that way. So Black Hole Sun, but every lyric is an AI generated image. Let's check it out. I mean, technically, we don't need the music in order to appreciate images. It's just better that way. In my eyes, indisposed. Oh, that's cool. I like that. No. Right there. How is that indisposed? That's similar to that one that won the art contest in Colorado. Disguises no one knows. That's cool too. Lies the snake. The snake pit that becomes a guy's arm. I probably like AI art a little too much. My girlfriend gets grumpy about it. Oof. Uh-oh, what was that? That's cool. Wow. All right. I think that's probably enough. Oops, I'm opening things that shouldn't be opened. Keep clicking the wrong buttons all the time. All right. So yeah, I think if we watch much more, then we're gonna get another YouTube flag. So this is something you should check out on your own, just because, especially if you're digging the AI generated art. Also in that vein, let's do this, because we talked about this when I originally found it, but I feel like since we've been talking a little bit more about AI art, what is it? This band, AIM. This band isn't real. This band isn't real. This is if you do the Twitters, then this is something that you should follow. So the titles of these albums, so it's album title and band name, are generated by one AI, and then the album art, the image that gets posted with that album title and band name, is generated by a different AI based on the title and name that's generated by the first AI. So all band names and album titles generated with GPT-2, and then album covers generated with Big Sleep and Stable Diffusion. So there's some really cool stuff in there, and just keeps getting better as Stable Diffusion and such gets more strong and better at doing the arts. So that, my fellow nerds, is definitely where we are going to be ending the first half of today's broadcast. Thank you very much for joining. Those of you that are actively watching, though just lurking in the chat, We will be coming back in a moment to do some gaming. I honestly haven't played games in 2 weeks, so I'm definitely going to be really rusty. So you're going to get to watch me die a lot. And everyone else that is listening or watching this in post, this is where we end. And so we'll see you in the next one. Before we go, always remember that if it's generally nerdy, it's probably here. And tune in Wednesday for the regularly scheduled episode. We'll see you then, nerds. Oh, he's a goofy boy. Hello, nerds. Okay, we have. Sorry, I'm getting headphones together. It was a little bit longer between break this time. But I think that's the way it goes. We are back for the gaming session. New headphones. One of these days, I got and so probably after we get back from the off season, we will be including the chat audio with the gaming session because I have a cord that splits it, but I have to figure out exactly how I can work it into my setup. So, also pardon me as I haven't eaten dinner yet today, so I'm going to be doing a little bit of that as well. My apologies for those that didn't sign up for ASMR. But we're going to start. Let's see. I might have to update Overwatch, but let's see. Because I know we talked previously. It was my gaming suggestion for the week was Overwatch 2. And where is it? There it is. There have been issues with connecting to servers on Overwatch 2, and there's also you have to set up an Activision. So we're probably going to have to set up an Activision account. Well, no, I have an Activision account, so we're going to have to link the Activision account. But the people have been having issues with like connecting their account because they don't have a phone number associated with their account, and you have to have a phone number associated with your account to play Overwatch 2 because that's how they're verifying you're a real person. So if you get booted for doing something untoward, then you can stay booted. And we're not playing Halo, so we have to change that. Where is the game titles? No. Yes. Exit studio mode. All right. Loading preferences. I am not disconnected. Or what the heck? Seriously, what the heck's going on? We're connected just fine. But it's after 8 p.m. It's actually an hour and a half after 8 p.m. So, Pacific time. So it's half an hour after 8 p.m. So I guess we're not playing Overwatch because they're still doing maintenance. So the little thing in the bottom, you can't really see it because the camera. Oh, thank you. Because the camera is over it, but it says we'll be performing maintenance beginning on Friday, October 7th, 7 p.m. Pacific, whatever time. And we expect the service to be available again approximately 8 o'clock Pacific time. During this time, the game will be unavailable for play. So considering we are about an hour ahead of Pacific time, it is 9:30, which means it is 8:30 Pacific time, which means their maintenance is going longer than expected. So that's unfortunate. We're going to play something else. That's lame. So, let's do some multiverses, shall we? We haven't done that for a while, and we got to grind to open up some more characters. There it is. I really hope it doesn't need an update. It might need an update because I didn't check before stream. Yep, it needs an update. I suppose we should since we're already here, let's go do it. Oh, hey, Chris. Yeah, man, you missed the whole first, you missed all of the news. Have you watched Hellraiser yet? $28 updates. Yeah, I bet most things are going to need an update. That's unfortunate. No Halo. I guess we're playing Halo. Let's update. We'll just do this guy. And this guy. And this guy. I don't think anything else would be sufficient for stream. So yeah, we'll just go with that. And then take it from there. Let's see how we're holding up. As far as this goes, everything's rendering just fine.